Hi Taurus, welcome to 13 Moon Tarot. My name is Andy and this is your reading for the 13th full moon of 2020. This reading's good from this full moon until the next full moon. So let's see what's in store for you during that time with that energy. Oh, you might have some stuff lingering from a previous project, I feel like. Maybe an unfinished project you had that you're trying to work through. I feel like you're trying to ignore it actually, but you keep it's just nagging at you. I think this has to do with work. But anyways, that's just kind of like a side note. So let's see what we have for Taurus. I'm also feeling Libra, Gemini, and Scorpio kind of. Like I feel like I want to say those three signs. So you might be dealing with people in those who have those signs, or they might be prominent in your birth chart. We're using the Rider-Waite here. I might clarify with the Tabula Mundi, but we will see where we go. I also have something in my eye. Anything that happens during a tarot reading for me is part of the reading, I feel like, and my eye was completely fine before I started your reading. I just finished with Aries, so I'm going to say that, and now it's gone, so I feel like you have your eye on something. I feel like you might be reviewing some kind of conflict, like on paper. You're actually looking at something. Okay, there's all these side messages coming up, so I feel like there's a lot of different directions this can go. Star, your current energy. That's awesome. Okay, so that's where you are right now, Aquarius energy. Optimism, healing. Also, I'm getting balancing energy insofar as deciding where you want to put your energy. The energy crossing you is the Empress. Interesting for a crossing energy. So this could be a mother figure. It could also be a significant other. There's no gender in tarot, so take it however you want. Even if it's a masculine, it could still be a mother figure. But this is Venus, Libra, and Taurus. I feel like you have been nurturing something. This could be that project I was speaking about in the beginning. There's a nurturing going on here of, and this kind of came out in the Aries energy, Aries reading a little bit. It's like incubating something, I want to say. Something you have your eye on. Maybe you're collecting information. But I think because the Empress energy is crossing you, it might be time to give birth to this project. It might be time to move forward, that you're ready to release it into the world. It's no longer a wish. It's no longer wishing upon a star. You can actually make this happen now. You can actually actualize your project or whatever it is that you're working on. So let's see what happened in the past here. The Lovers. Okay, significant relationship, a significant choice that was made. Gemini. interesting. So when we have Libra, Gemini, we'll see if Scorpio comes out. What you took from the past, the Hermit. Okay, so a lot of reflection. So you were in a connection, or you are in a connection, whatever it is, that has taught you a lot about yourself. And I would say about relationships. I feel like whatever this partnership was, whether that was romantic or not, although when I see the Lover's card, it's romantic to me. It's love. So this relationship helped you bring about something creative that you're now currently feeling, some healing. Like this was a healing relationship for you, I feel like, or it is if you're still in it. Let's see. The other message I'm getting, another way I could read these cards, is that you have hope for a relationship, but there's a mother figure involved or getting in the way, whether that's an actual mother, or it could be like a matriarchal situation at work, or some kind of I heard long-term care. I don't know. There's something going on there with a mother interfering with the hopes and dreams of a current relationship. And you're doing a lot of reflecting on that person's role. That's just another way this could go. So let's see where your strength is. There's 2 cards here. The Fool and the Page of Wands. There are 3 similar cards from the Aries reading, so you may be connecting with an Aries, or you might have Aries in your chart. Your strength is your ability to just go for it. So yeah, so this makes sense. If your strength is to just kind of put things out there and just jump off the cliff and just, go for it, whatever it is you're going for, then it would seem that this protective energy to not release things so quickly, to let things gestate, would be a blockage for you. However, the lesson that you learned from the past in this past relationship is that it is important to go within and to think and reflect and to make sure you're doing things from an authentic place before you go ahead and do them. The Page of Wands and the Fool don't really think about that. They don't really sit here and go, what does my soul really want? What can I learn from the past? How has this relationship affected my, inner growth and spiritual growth? This is not what this does, okay? But it's still your strength. It's good to have this energy. So I feel like right now you're kind of balancing your strength, which is just go for it and do it, which is a very kind of strange Taurus energy to have. Taurus is kind of more comfortable in this energy of just, reflecting and thinking and ruminating. But you might have Aries in your chart. Clearly, these can both be Aries cards. So that would be taking initiative. Okay, I'm feeling like a little exhausted even. So I feel like you're tired. Maybe your mind is going a million miles a minute. There's a lot of energy that's being held back. It's not thinking, it's just like pure force, like energy, like wanting to just do something. Even or smash something, but just do something, but you're really holding back. Okay, so what's coming up in the near future? Yeah, you're really holding back this energy. It's becoming a burden. Wands signify energy, and this guy's having a tough time with it, right? But the 10 of Wands is not only a burden and having to hold back energy, it's also the completion of that feeling. So this is going to come to an end in the near future. You're going to be able to release this holding back feeling. Why are you holding back? This isn't really a card in the spread, but I'm really curious as to, I want to know what you're holding back and why you're holding it back. We're already at 10 minutes, so I'm going to do this pretty fast. You're waiting on something. You're waiting for something to come through. Okay. You're in the process of you're forced to make a decision right now because you're waiting for something before you mentally decide to move on from it and just close the chapter, start a new cycle. You're also hoping if you can mentally move away from something that your life will totally change, but you're stuck in this energy of waiting because you have something you want to say. You have something you want to get off your chest. You also want to hear what someone else has to say, and you're juggling between these two energies. Okay, so that's why you're having this push-pull of energy. You want to go out there and approach someone or a group of people and ask, what are you thinking? What's going on here? Or here's what I have to say to you. But you're also waiting for them to come to you, and you feel like all of this has to happen before you can move on, which is a lot to carry. Like, that's a lot of energy to hold on to. And in holding on to this kind of energy here, in that way, you're also creating a wall. Like, you're guarding yourself with it, but you're also creating a little bit of barrier for yourself to move forward. So just remember that. Okay, where do you see yourself? How do you see yourself? You see yourself as the Four of Wands, which is excellent, stable, secure, feet firmly planted in the ground, home. That's not bad. I'm also getting that this feeling of having to do everything and carry the burden or carry the weight, carry a burden is how it's always been for you. It's kind of where you're comfortable. Well, Taurus does, right? Like, Taurus does carry that burden quite often. They're a bull. They can carry a lot of weight. They slow moving. So this is kind of where you feel at home. But I think you're getting pretty anxious for that energy to move out. We have the Eight of Wands here to release it. You want to release this energy, okay? Outside influences, we have the Ace of Swords and the Knight of Pentacles. Okay, so somebody does want to approach you with a new idea, with a new thought, with communication, but they're taking their sweet ass time with it because they're really strategizing on how to come forward. They don't know how to approach it, or they don't have, the idea hasn't really come together for them yet. They're still working through all the little details. So what you're waiting for is coming, but you're gonna have to keep waiting, like, for a while. I don't know exactly how long, but the Knight of Pentacles is the slowest moving knight in the deck. But whatever does come towards you in the end will be something solid and strategic and well thought out, and something you can count on. Somebody who puts the thought that they have into, like, transmutes it into something tangible. So, hey, I have this thought that I want to create this, I want to, invent this thing, and then they actually do it. So it's almost like theory and practice a little bit. So that's the outside force that you're waiting for. So I can see why you're having to hold the tension between having this thing get off the ground and happen, and being patient, waiting, reflecting, going inwards and thinking about it. Even though we have the Lovers card here, this doesn't really feel like a love reading. Just as I say that, the Two of Cups comes out. All right, correction, I've been corrected. This is a love reading. Okay, so we have the Lovers and the Two of Cups. Okay, so your hopes is that this is a love reading. Your hopes and your fears are related to love, Two of Cups, union. So, okay, so somebody's taking a long time to come towards you to communicate. But you're feeling comfortable in this energy because you're used to waiting for this person. But it's also becoming like a weight on your shoulders. That's too many for the outcome. See the Ten of Swords, but let's try again for the outcome. What's the outcome? That's much better. Six of Cups. Okay, so this is this isn't someone new. This is someone, you're waiting for them. You know who this is. And they're coming back. The outcome is a reconciliation, a rekindling, a rejuvenation of ideas, of connection, of creativity, of generosity, a soul connection. We have the Lovers, the Six of Cups, and the Two of Cups. I don't like to give these like frou-frou love readings saying your ex is coming back. That's not what I'm trying to say here. But I do think there is someone special in your life, whether that is a lover, or it could be a love connection with a mother, or someone, a close friend, or I feel like this is a stretch, but I'm gonna say it anyways, a love for an idea that you've had. Whatever it is coming towards you, okay? It is gonna take a long time to come. So let's see what the advice is in the meantime. Seven of Cups. Ooh, and the Five of Swords as advice. Seven of Cups is about disillusionment. It's also about choices, opportunities, illusions sometimes. This guy doesn't know what cup to pick. He's picking from his shadow self, okay? So it's kind of the complex area of him that is having confusion, not knowing which direction to go, not knowing what decision to make. So what's happening from this confusion is this mental energy of, well, I just need to do what's right for my ego, walk away from this, win at all costs, cut the other person down. I don't give a shit. I can't be in this state anymore, okay? So I think with this coming out of as advice is not to say to do that, because I don't feel like that's really a productive thing to do for oneself or for another, especially if they're coming back in a really nice way. So I think the advice is to recognize that energy is going on inside of you, and know that it's coming from this place of unrest. It's coming from a place of needing to be in control, to be in charge of everything, and to have this situation of feeling out of control end, but also transform into something else. And it is going to transform. I think also with these cards being advice for you, the message is also that you need to think about control in a new way. Is there a way you can transform the idea of control? You also have the Emperor and the Empress here together in one spread, and the Empress crossing you and the Emperor as advice, okay? So there is a need to remember that your strength is this Aries energy. This is also an Aries card. Your strength is to just go forward and get things done, okay? I don't see any advice here of having to wait. So maybe you shouldn't wait. Maybe you should approach this person because they're gonna take their sweet ass time coming towards you. And the Empress is more of a kind of a waiting energy, right? Gestating, pregnancy, waiting. This could take 9 months. 10 months is a real pregnancy, but it could take somewhere around there, right? For this person to come back, whether this is, like love or work or whatever it is. So maybe you want to take control and strategize a little bit about how you're going to move forward in a way that puts this tension to an end, and you can transform the energy. Okay, Taurus. I hope that was helpful for you. It was longer than I anticipated, and I'm sure the waiting is longer for you than you anticipated. Please like and subscribe if you resonated with this video, and I'll see you next time.